I know some don't want to do this, but we gotta. Let's break down some film. What is up, Finn? Ah, you didn't see it. Take two. What is up, Finn fans? I don't know if you saw that one. We're going to be breaking down some film today from the 49ers game, kind of reassess, look at, as if we're part of the team, right? Look at it, what needs to be worked on, what happened that was good, what happened that was bad on offense and on defense. I obviously jotted down some thought processes and all that stuff. First off, as I'm sitting there watching the film, I noticed the passes where Tua was sailing them, 100% he was rattled. 100%. And I'm going to show it in the film breakdown. That man he had fidgety feet. He was pumping the ball. Completely different mindset. And he wasn't even hit up to that point. I don't know if Teron Armstead was injured. I don't know what happened to Tua, but he wasn't even hit yet. And he was already like, and I'll show you on some plays. And the first play was a touchdown. So I don't get where the fidgetiness came from. The other thing, the defense was on the field a lot. Now, defense isn't to take a majority of the blame. They take a little bit of the blame for the loss, but they were on the field a lot. They did good, forcing field goals, especially short yardage with 1 to 2 as interception. Hold them to a field goal, forcing punts, converting, even though X should have smacked the interception down, holding them, all that stuff. But as the Dolphins offense wasn't on the field a lot and the Dolphin defense was on the field a lot, it gave the 49ers offense too many opportunities to potentially score points. It's like playing a scratch off or playing the lottery or playing something that deals with chance. If you play it enough, you have a better chance of hitting it. That's kind of what the 49ers offense did. They were on the field enough that at some point, you're going to get it. So that's what happened there. Before we jump into the film breakdown, though, I want to read this little tidbit from Mike McDaniel's presser today. They asked him about essentially the game. When you looked at the film, which we're about to do, what jumped out at you in terms of clicking in the passing game, timing, accuracy? Where were the things that you need to correct from that? He says you want to be hitting on all cylinders all the time. And the thing about the passing game is it can be very potent when all cylinders are hitting. We know that. We saw that. And I think clearly it wasn't in terms of our completion percentage, the throwing it to the opposing team as opposed to our team, and just really being as consistent as we need to be. And that, I think, from my estimation, there was, as I told my team, I thought there were times that really guys were pressing. There are some times that we did have time to go ahead and make a play, and the eligibles got their depth, and we were available in the timing of the play, and other times they weren't. And we kind of let plays linger and really overlap to further existing plays. So essentially what he's saying there is they were jamming. They were doing a very good job at jamming our receivers at the line of scrimmage, which hurt the timing, which hurt some of the throws, the overthrows or the not being in the right position with those types of plays because of the jamming and the timing and stuff. And then sometimes, like he said, some plays it would linger and it would go to the next play and you could see it there. He says, so these are things that from my vantage point are very, very correctable, that I think we need to stage the environment. One of those things where, hey, you really got a good team, one of the best units in the league that are trying to defend you in a certain area and really pushing all resources towards it. What you have to do to be able to combat that and the level that you'll have to play. So essentially he's saying that the 49ers focused on shutting down the pass. They were like, we're going to focus on shutting down the pass and force them to run on us. For some reason, they didn't run the ball. And when they ran the ball, they were somewhat effective. I don't understand why they didn't run the ball. What you have to do is be able to combat that on the level that you have to play. So I think a lot of guys learned stuff. I think guys that did learn various things without losing confidence. They were very accountable today, which is one of the reasons I'm deeply invested and confident in this team and expect it to look better and take a step forward in the next coming weeks. I hope so. Again, I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys how incredibly important this game is. So I just wanted to read that to you, kind of talk about it, and see that Mike McDaniel, even Tua, recognized it, and there was timing issues and all that stuff. That further ado, we're going to jump. Don't unsubscribe, please. We're gonna jump into this film. Now we're gonna start fresh. We're gonna start nice. We're gonna take it right. We're gonna start like this. This is how we're gonna start. With a nice, refreshing, deep pass touchdown to Sherfield. That's how we're gonna start this Mamma Jam. I think I need to move myself or make myself smaller. I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller and scoot myself over a little bit. Here we go. See, look. Sorry. I know some of you guys are like, stop stopping and just let it play. Look what they're doing. They're jamming. Like McDaniel was saying, we're jamming, sending pressure. But this wasn't the time to do it. Who knew that Sherfield had the legs and the speed? I was very happy. I saw this happen. I'm like, is this how we're going to start this game right now? Like, boom. And this was his first read. Look to his eyes. Ready? Fam. He's looking here. He's like, all right, he's not open. I'm going to throw it to him. He's open. See that? Hands out in front. Allow him to catch it and go. What does that remind you of? The fourth down play against the New England Patriots. Fantastic. Now we're going to go to the defense. And this is something I noticed, and with the defense, some things popped out at me. A lot of times, I noticed that Bradley Chubb here would drop back into coverage. They would do the same thing with Jalen Phillips a lot, which drove me nuts. These guys are very good at getting pressure. I don't know why you constantly dropping back into coverage, but this play bothered me. Right now, I'm not pointing it out and saying Chubb sucks. We should never trade for him. Yada yada, blah blah blah. We never gave him the cut. Whatever you want to, come to any of your conclusions. Just watch the effort on this play. Right, it's an incomplete pass. No harm, no foul. But he's going against Juszczyk, fullback. I thought he was going against Trent Williams, which then I'm like, that's understandable. You're going to have a hard time getting through Trent Williams. He's the best tackle in the NFL. But I'm going to count for you how long this man Garoppolo has before he throws the ball. Ready? 1, 2, 3. About 3.5, 4 seconds to get that ball out. And obviously it's a drop here. Why couldn't Bradley Chubb get... I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. But again, you're going to see a theme. Some of these pass plays, I'm going to count how long the quarterback has. So Jimmy Garoppolo there had about 3.5, 4 seconds. That's too long. Now this is the wheel route to Christian McCaffrey here. Duke Riley is on him. It's just bad coverage. There goes Duke following him. We need linebackers. That is number one. I know we took Tyndall, but that's number one. If you see him coming, why are you so... do you think... He probably thinks he's gonna come around, come up and in. That's probably what he thinks he's doing because his feet are very parallel. And if your feet are parallel and this guy... He's probably an option route. It's probably an in or an up option route. And he probably has to read Duke Riley, and he notices his legs are squared with him, so he fakes in and he goes up. And that's exactly what happens, and he makes him fall. We need linebackers. Because we have a very good run-stopping linebacker in Landon Roberts, but when it comes to coverage, we got doo-doo. Doo-doo butter. Now, this is a third down incompletion here. We're going to look at it. And this is where I started to notice while I was breaking down film. I was like, Tua looks very, rattled and fidgety. Just watch it. Watch Tua. All right. You see how now I understand you want to have your feet moving, right? As a quarterback, you never want to like just plant yourself and wait, because God forbid you have to take off, or you have to step back, or you have to step up in the pocket. You constantly want your feet to be moving. You want to be bopping up and down. You want to be ready to move to your left, to your right, to avoid any type of pressure. But is it just me, or does he feel? See how he like? Does he seem a little fidgety? And this is what he's looking at right here, right? He's already ready to throw the ball. He sees Sherfield's coming this way. That is not one of my best arrows. Sherfield coming this way, and he sees he kind of has this pocket here, but this linebacker does a very good job at cutting back and covering it. So he kind of has to put it over him, and he got tipped. It was a good play by the linebacker. I think I have another angle on that one, right? But see how, now I understand that he's doing his job and he's looking, but to me, and I'll show you another play, he kind of seems like, here comes Joey Bosa in your face. He seems a little fidgety, right? But it was a great play by our linebacker to smack that ball out. Again, I could sit here and nitpick this play and say, whatever. But again, he didn't have much time. Shell got beat by Bosa pretty bad. So he had to make up his mind right here. And he made up his mind, which was a good play by the linebacker. Tua thought he was going one way, came back, he smacked the ball down. Good play there. We already saw this. Don't need to torture your eyes more with that one. Another hands to the face. You have no idea how many times when I'm breaking down film, because he's looking here and he's looking here, hands to the face. I see this so many times. We never get that flag, hands to the face. I constantly see it. All right, we'll go to the next play, which is on defense. No pressure. It's 3rd and short. No pressure. I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to count it. No pressure. We're sending pressure. No pressure. Allowing him to get open, right? We're going to count this. We're going to see how long Purdy has in the pocket. They're going to send 5. And I like that they're pressing here. Remember this, because I'm going to talk about it later on in the video where it kind of costs us. Press here. Please, for the love of God. They're sending 5. Man on a man. Right? We're going to count. 1, 2, 3. And he got rid of that because he wanted to. Right? He got rid of that ball because he wanted to. 1, 2, 3. What all the time in the world? You're telling me man on a man on a man on a man? You can't get off of these blocks? Come on. Now, I was watching, this is the touchdown play to Juice Check. Right here. And I was watching this play, right? When I first saw the touchdown, one of you guys on the live stream was like, there's a pick. There's a pick play here. And a lot of times a pick play will be he'll run a route out, right? And he'll run a route in. And as he's running his route in, this defender will try to follow Debo, and he'll run into him. And kind of just body up. Kind of like basketball. If you watch basketball, kind of just body up, get in his way, and that's a pick play, right? But if you act like you're running your route and you do it, they don't call it a pick play. But as you're drawing up the plays, you'll have him run out, him run in, and then pick him off, and then he'll get wide open for a touchdown. So Juice Check is going to run a route out, and he's going to run a route in. And I say that with such hesitation because I'll show you what Ayuk does. But it's a touchdown here. But I'm going to play him and see if you notice that first, and I'm going to point it out. Now, you're not allowed to block before the ball gets to the defender when you're a wide receiver, if I remember that correctly. You're not allowed to block with the ball in the air. He's already blocking him. He's already blocking him. Straight up blocking him. Looking at the quarterback, straight up blocking him. right? This could be a jam. You know, he jammed me. I'm trying to get off his jam, but he's blocking him. He's straight up blocking him, and the ball's about here. He's letting go of the ball. Ball was still in his hand. He's blocking him. That, boys and girls, is called offensive pass interference. Should have been 15 yards added, and it should have been 1st and goal from their 19-yard, from the Dolphins' 19-yard line. No call. Gave him the touchdown. It is now a 7-10 game. Dolphins are down by 3. Officiating was bad. So bad. Second down, incompletion play here. I'm not going to show you many incompletion plays because it's going to get redundant at some point. But again, watch Tua and tell me what you think. You see what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? He looks like even just right here. See how he's like ready to take off? He looks very like frazzled by something. Right? He's scared of Bosa. Okay. And he has him. This is the right read. You also have Tyreek Hill up at the top. I think this is the same play he throws a touchdown to. Wants over here. That's not open. And now he feels the pressure from Bosa, even though all he needs to do is step up. Step up, throw to Tyreek, it's a touchdown. That's all he needed to do, but for some reason he got real frazzled. Tyreek burnt him. And he throws it here, and if he makes this throw, that's also a touchdown. This is why I'm like, what's going on with Tua? And then I'm watching the film. I'm like, he looks frazzled by something. Christian Wilkins. Do yourself a favor, opposing teams. This man right here. Christian Wilkins. If you're going to try to run in on 3rd and short, you might want to block this man. Because he's going to wreak havoc on your butthole. They need to re-sign this man. I think he's playing on his 5th-year option. They need to re-sign him. He is a huge part of the rush defense. That's what they're trying to do here. Center's like, I'm just going to try to push him. He's like, get out of here. Tackle for a loss. Dolphins get the ball back. All right, get the ball back. Let's go. First down play here. What are you going to do, Tua? And there was no pressure on him. He had time. This is what I'm like, really was like, what's going on? They only sent 3. You're playing zone. You got their guys here. You got your guy following him. Single high safety. Your guy following him. So they're playing that zone, and then they're going to drop back to cover Jalen Waddle. My brain was like, who is that again? Right? Dropping back, playing zone. He has time. He has absolute time. Here comes, that's not Jalen Waddle. This is Jalen Waddle. He's got absolute time. Sails it. And I'm like, let me look at it from the other angle to see, did he need to sail that? Because again, he's got time. Look at all this time he's got. He sees him. He didn't need to. Could have put it right in between these 2 defenders. Puts it high. Now I'm showing you these incompletions because then Tua comes back and he makes very good plays. This is the start of the second quarter. You can tell because they're on the opposite side of the field here. This is 2nd down. Starts throwing dots, right? He's making his reads and he starts to settle down a little bit. Looks one way. How wide that stance is. Jesus. Looks one way, comes back, hits Tyreek, right? Looks over here. No. Looks back. He throws it before Tyreek even comes around. Starts to settle down. Starts to feel himself a little bit there. It's 3rd down. It's 2nd down. This play, he does it again. And if you guys remember other film breakdowns with Tua, when Tua rolls out to his left, I kept calling it his bread and butter because he throws dots left and right when he's rolling to his left. I honestly think the more I'm watching this film, I think Joey Bosa got in his head. Because he gets chased here. Right? Nice chip block from Ingold. Can't set his feet, so he just dumps it off to Ingold. But if we look back at it, right? Play action here. Knocks him down. Gets up. Right? Now, if you don't feel comfortable enough throwing across your body while running, which is a possibility, because you have Waddle here. You got this one right here. But he settles for this one. And I think on this one, we end up just kicking a field goal. Because on the next play is a sack that I'll show you. But you have these two opportunities right here. Right? And again, he's getting pressured by Bosa. I understand that. So, like, this one might be hard. Because if you look at where he is, he's about, I'd say, a yard up. He's on the left hash mark. Waddle's more in the middle. So he's going to have to kind of throw back across his body to get to that one. And obviously Bosa's not a slow man. Try this one up here. Actually, I think this is Sherfield because it's the orange gloves. And here's Tyreek. Hit Sherfield. You can. I've seen. This is what I'm talking about. This is what boop. This is what I was talking about in the offseason, and his bread and butter. I've seen him make these throws. I've seen him throw a 30-yard dot on the run to his left. Hit Sherfield. Throw it here, and it's going to be third down. A little motion. A little play action. No time. And that's not on Tua. That 100% is not on Tua. The play call, right? You're going to have Durham Smythe come around here. Durham Smythe is going to come around. He's going to chip Bosa, and then he's going to go out on his route. And then you have Jeff Wilson here. He's going to come in, and he's going to block to give Tua enough time to play action and then roll out, potentially hit someone doing something somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't. Ingold's supposed to chip him. But look at this block. So he has no time. And there was possibilities. If he had an extra second, if he blocked him in the tiniest bit, knocked him down for a second, you know, Waddle here, you have Tyreek Hill. Like, there was possibilities to get the first down. But there was no block at all. So, ended up in a sack. So this is first down. Dolphins are going to send pressure again. But Purdy's going to have a lot of time in the pocket here. A lot of time. Like, look how much time that man has. How many people are we sending? They send Bradley Chubb, and then they drop him back into coverage. So then they only send 4. Hands to the face there. Lucky we didn't get called for that. But I'm going to count it. See how long he has. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. He had 5 seconds to throw that ball. Are you kidding me right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. 5 seconds to throw that ball. Let's see what happens on a third down when you get pressure. Let's see what happens on a third down when you get pressure. A little bit of a stunt. Oh, instant sack. No conversion. Draw this up more. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. You have Sealer coming this way. You're going to have him pulling a stunt here. So it's going to drive Trent Williams into Sealer. Not going to be able to get to him. He's going to step up, try to get away from it, and boom, Sealer's going to come this way. I feel like John Madden right now. Sack lunch. Look, he's like, crap, tries to step up, right into it. But do you notice something else? Watch this. Drops it back into coverage. They dropped Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb back into coverage. Way too much. But Send the pressure more. And there's going to be a holding call. So even better. Send the pressure more, please, baby. So this is the third down play where we're going to send the zero blitz here. And if you guys remember before, when I talked about I was happy seeing them jam at the line of scrimmage, right? This is third down. They are sending the zero blitz or whatever type of blitz at this point. But look how far off they are. Why are you so far off? He's jamming, but he's this far off. And the ball's going to go to Kittle. Kittle's going to come up. He's going to run a post route. And Eric Rowe's going to kind of start to step back a little bit. And when he cuts in on the post, he's too far gone. The pressure gets there. It's perfect. Jalen Phillips gets there and lays the wood down on him. But the fact that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 yards of cushion. I was so mad watching this live. I'm like, if you're going to do this, you got to press. Even if you get beat and you jam them, right? If you could see that the tight end or the receiver is trying to run to the inside, right? They plant that foot, they kind of put that shoulder out, they're going to run to the inside. You jam that shoulder. You hit that shoulder to kind of drive them off their route, and you give the defensive line or whoever's blitzing that split second to get the sack. And if you watch here, that's all this defense needed. He took more. He took more steps back. Look at this. He needed that split second. See what I'm talking about? Ball gets snapped. He had free rush, but look how far off he is. You got it. And that's what I don't like about Josh Boyer sometimes when it comes to his play design. To me, you got to jam that shoulder pad, whatever route whatever way they're going. If they're putting their shoulder out because they want to hit the outside, jam that shoulder. Give the defensive line an extra second. They want to go to the inside on a slant or whatever, you jam that shoulder. Physical. Now, this is the touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. This play isn't. I'm going to just play this play. I might talk over it. But this is a pass to Christian McCaffrey, right? Purdy stares down Christian McCaffrey the whole time. He drops it. Does this look familiar? It kind of looks like the same exact play. What do? They don't cover Christian McCaffrey. What it looks like they were trying to do here is I can't really see that number, so I can't really tell you. Have him kind of cover Ayuk. So he's going to kind of follow him and then come back to Christian McCaffrey. Why? What are you doing? You got the zone here. Fantastic. You got a man wide open here. See how he kind of lets him go? So then he can come. Essentially, this is what would happen, right? He continues to go upfield. He's going to let him go because he knows there's a zone up here. That's who he's playing, right? He's playing this zone. So he's going to run over and defend this if he throws the fade to the back corner of the end zone. So he's going to let him go, and he's going to come up, and he's going to play this zone. But he's a little too late. Should have been quicker than that. But it just drives me nuts that you saw them focus on Christian McCaffrey the play before and not get the touchdown, and they did the same thing. They came right back to him the next play, focus on Christian McCaffrey. So 10-17, we go into the half, and this is where it seemed like Tua. Now, I showed you a bunch of plays, right? I showed you the long touchdown. I showed you him kind of making the play, but I showed you a lot of him missing guys, and, the timing was off with the guys, and, even Mike McDaniel said in the beginning, the timing was kind of off with the guys. He was kind of a little fidgety. Bosa seemed like he was getting his head. Coming out of the half, just watch this play, and I'll talk about it. Just watch this play. That is the Tua Tagovailoa we've known for the past 5 weeks, and that is the Tua Tagovailoa that is one of the finalists for MVP. Right there. That right there. The poise in the pocket, the accuracy, the anticipation. He sees it, right? Like, what is going on here? Ingold, what are you doing? These two guys, like, they're going to pull, essentially. These two guys are pulling, right? It's a play action. You think he's going this way, but he's actually blocking. He's going to come over this way. You actually think it's going to run, try to pull them that way, but he's actually going to be blocking. He's going to come around, block. He's going to come around, block. That's the whole schematic of it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. They're slow and they run into each other. Doesn't work. Tua sees the free rusher because it's on his left side. Steps up, does his thing, doesn't get frazzled, and sees down here no one's here, and he knows that Tyreek is going to be coming back to the ball. So with Tyreek not even looking, sets his feet, lets that ball rip. And look, the ball's in the air when he's coming back to it. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't even know if this is the same play. This is a different play. It was beautiful. That's the Tua we know. He got frazzled. I don't know why he got so frazzled in the beginning of the game. This is a holding call on Robert Hunt. Beautiful run here. What? All right, it's on him. Where? Like, that is the most tic-tacky holding call. Like, here? This? Is that the hold? Next play, unfortunately, is this interception. We're going to look at it. Obviously, you've probably seen it 1,000 times. And then I'm going to tell you what happened. Right? Interception. Not Tua's fault. And I'll show you why it's not Tua's fault. First off, he gets pressure on him up the middle from 91. So Tua sees Jeff Wilson's going to be coming up. And I think he's either going to run a curl or he's supposed to run an in. Right? Either or he's supposed to come up and in. Tua knows that. That's the route he's supposed to run, up and in. And you could tell that because look at when Tua throws it, right? Getting pressure on him. He steps up. All right. He's planting his foot. He's planting his foot to either come back to the ball or planting his foot to come in. One of the two options. He's going this way. He's planting that foot to go this way. What happens is he falls. Like, I was so confused by this. Because he goes, duh, duh, and then just dives forward. Like, what the flip was that? I was so angry. Because I knew Tua was going to get blamed. Tua turned the ball over. Like, I knew it. But watch. The ball's out. The ball's out. The ball's right here. That's where the ball is. He's preparing him to either come in or, come whatever. He's preparing him to do whatever the route is in the play. And he falls. So he throws an interception. That's not on Tua. 100% not on Tua. Now, this is the QB sneak. And this play got me mad. Because you have Brock Purdy facing one-on-one with Sealer. And Sealer can't push him back, right? We'll play it. And I'll point out some other things that bother me about this fourth down. Like, he's just rolling off of him. Gets the first down. I'm so mad. Yeah, Landon, I'm just as frustrated as you were. Because we should have got the ball back. Was that fourth down? Yeah, it was 4th and 1. But what bothers me the most is, what are you guys doing? You, 3, right here. He's right here. One-on-one. He's not pushing him. He's pushing this guy. He's just one-on-one. What are you two doing? What are you doing? You're celebrating 4th down, then you go in. They end up scoring, kicking a field goal there. 10-20. This is the other interception. And again, this is Tua's bread and butter. Rolling out to his left. Just sails it. That reminded me of the Jaguars game last year. Just completely sails it. And it's the right read. He's open. You have Tyreek Hill. That man's going to take it wherever you need him to. Just sails it. That one's on Tua. And he knows it. But the defense holds him to a field goal. So the Dolphins are down 13. Some people thought, game's over. I'm done with this. It's now the fourth quarter. This is a beautiful touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Beautiful. And if you remember before, I kind of showed you, you had Jalen Waddle running the in route. He tried to fit it to him, but he also could have thrown it to Tyreek for the touchdown. Sorry, Sherfield with the in route. Remember he overthrew Sherfield and the linebacker was covering him, kind of smacked his hand down. His ball, pause. Look when he throws it. He's ready to throw it now. You know why he's ready to throw it now? I'm just going to play. I got to stop doing that to you guys. In stride, catches it for a touchdown. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I'll show you why, right? Safety's dropping back. He's looking at Tyreek. And why? Because the play, it's the same play where Sherfield's going to come in. Sherfield's going to come up and in. The linebacker followed him last time and smacked the ball down. So he's going to recognize Sherfield is running the same route and he's going to bite on it. And by him biting on it, Tua sees it and knows it's one-on-one. And you have a deep post. One-on-one, Tyreek, and throwing the touchdown. And he throws it at the perfect time. Right? Look at the safety. Planting his foot. Because what is Tua doing? He's manipulating him with his eyes. Watch Tua. Tua's now looking at Tyreek Hill. Right? But watch what he does. Changes his eyes. Tyreek Hill's over here. Tua's looking where he's going to throw it. Right? So he's looking this way. You have the in route here. He's biting on this in route because that's where Tua's looking. But Tua's not looking at the in route. Tua's looking where he's going to throw the ball because this is a deep post. But by doing this, he's manipulating the safety to bite on that route. By biting on that route, he comes up and it hits the ball. This is him and Tyreek, or as my dad likes to call him, Terry, are getting in sync because he threw it at the perfect time. His head wasn't even turned. Boom, catches it, doesn't even break stride. Touchdown. Play is just beautiful. Now, we're down by 6. Dolphins are down 23-17. This is a fourth down play here. Love this play. I think they should utilize this a little bit more, especially on short yardage. You're in the shotgun here. It's going to be a play action. You're going to have these guys bite hard on the play action. And Tua has options to throw this ball. Bites hard on the play action. Great play by Tua. Great catch by Tyreek not to drop that ball. You drop that ball, the game's over. All right, but he had options. Because it's 4th and 1. You just got to really get past the 20. He got to drop it off to Ingold, easy first down. Dropped it off to Tyreek, easy first down. Possibly could have waited a little longer, waited for, I think this is Jeff Wilson, to get open more, dropped it for maybe more. But he sees, here comes the safety coming down, boom, drops it off to him. Perfect. First down. And this is the final play we're going to look at. This is the 4th down where Gesicki drops it. 4th and 1. I like the call. I like the play. You guys know I talked about this. I like the play where if it's 4th and 1, you spread their defense out. At this point, I wouldn't have even been upset if they ran with Jeff Wilson up the middle because of how wide this defensive line spread out because they're expecting a pass here. You got options. It's a good play by the defense, getting his hand in there. If I had it my way, he could have held the ball a little bit longer, right? He did not have to let that go. It's, you know what? He made the right read. It'd be a tight throw. Because I was looking at it and I was thinking he probably could have hit Sherfield because Sherfield's going to come up and in. But he plays Sherfield perfectly. Comes down and plays him perfectly. So, again, it would have been another tight throw. Because if you watch Sherfield Hill, as soon as he breaks in, he breaks on that. So, if I was, if I'm going to be nitpicky, throw it a little bit further to the sideline. See how he kind of throws it back for Gesicki? Back here. Throw it more out in front of Gesicki. So the defender, even if he gets his arm in there, which he does, can't really smack it out. But if he puts the ball up here, that's going to be caught for a first down. But overall, Miami Dolphins, unfortunately, lost this one. But there's a lot to grow off of. There's a lot to learn. Like McDaniel said, they were off. Their timing was off. They were getting jammed. To me, I honestly think the Dolphins beat themselves. I think if the Dolphins offense was rolling and moving like they did the previous 5 weeks, I think they beat the 49ers. Because the Dolphin defense was holding them to field goals and making them punt at for a good portion of the time. It was 17-10. And then they kick 2 field goals. Like you convert your drives to touchdowns or field goals. I think the Dolphins win that game. So on to San Diego. Nope, LA. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the picks video. The picks video will be back. Or power ranking. I might do both. I might do a quick pick and give you the top 10 power ranking. But on that, like usual, guys, stay classy. My friends out.